Welcome everyone. Thank you very much for joining me. Let's go ahead and jump into this tarot read. So this is going to be another general read, so it may or may not resonate with you. That's just fine. You'll know if this message is meant for you because it's just going to feel right. It's going to fit your situation. Also, we do have the tarot tokens. I think we're going to use those at the end for like our energy card. I have this distinct impression of somebody feeling like they got left behind. And like never really knowing why. Because it's like they thought something was good. They thought something was working out. And then it's like they found themselves alone. I have this distinct impression to be like, well, what the hell happened? You know, and it's like, it's almost like a relationship. Like somebody moved on like without an explanation. I almost feel like they moved on to someone though, which is because I feel like there's a whole lot of hurt in this. It's not just like a why. That there's hurt that goes along with it too. I keep having this distinct impression too that it's like somebody thinks, it's like the person who left, there was this impression that they were moving on to something that was, I don't know, better in somebody's perception, and it might have been their perception. I don't know that it worked out that way. We're going to grab some more cards here because I don't feel things jiving. I feel like there's a disconnect in some of these cards. As like a matter of time. I also feel in the biome what goes around comes around. You know, this person who left, whatever they went to, it was not sunshine and roses. It may have started that way, but it is not that way. I feel a repetition. Like a repetition of behavior, a repetition of cycles. This clarity, this mountain card is for the person who felt like they got left behind and never got an answers to like why something happened. Air movement. Yeah, this was cleansing. It was cleansing. It was like purging this energy from someone's life and they didn't realize it. It was done in a very hurtful way. There is a lot of tears. I can already feel that in the cards. A lot of sort of unanswered questions, a lot of things that were left unsaid. Somebody didn't get the closure that they needed in this situation. And they did feel like they lost out. They feel like they got left behind. But the thing is, it's like this energy that left their life, like this was like a blessing in disguise. This person has a cycle of toxic or dysfunctional behavior. We're going to keep grabbing here. I feel like this is a pattern for this person. Sort of like moving, the one who left sort of moves from relationship to relationship. And nothing ever lasts. And it always ends the same way. I get pulled back to this bushfire and I feel repetition in it. It's like it eventually always goes the same way. It's a matter of time before something plays out the same way again. Balance. I get the word closure. I feel like this message is about bringing somebody closure. Helping them to understand that this thing that they lost, if this was a relationship and a person that sort of left their life, it was like a blessing in disguise. It was like a removing sort of a toxic energy or dysfunctional energy or something that would have, something that wouldn't have been long lasting or provided somebody with what they needed, like an emotional connection. I feel like this is the thing that somebody needs to truly find closure, to move on, to find balance and let go as well. It's like this is what we need to bring this to a close, to finally close the door on this chapter and to embrace a future, embrace moving on and moving forward. We're going to grab some tarot cards because I want more detail about everything that happened in the past and what's going on sort of presently too. There's a lot more to this story than what the oracle cards are bringing forward. Empress. I feel the universe's energy in this Empress card. This is like kind of like a watching over the situation. This is tied into this sort of blessing in disguise. Like I said, it was hurtful. And this Queen of Cups was the one who is sort of dealing with these emotions. Cups tends to represent emotions. Sometimes cups can speak to water signs as well, like Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces. Very much I feel the emotional energy coming off of her and having to process emotions. And then I feel like something's missing from this card. There's almost like a void or an empty spot. This is the closure that somebody's needing to be able to fully move on and move forward. It's like a new perspective is what they're needing to be able to find their temperance, be able to find their balance, bring balance back. And for them to feel like things were sort of, I don't want to say made fair or like justice came into play. But I do feel like it does speak to balance in somebody's mind and sort of recognizing that there's nothing wrong with them. They didn't create the situation. This is a pattern of behavior for somebody else. And they're sort of like moving on and taking this pattern of behavior with them. It's like it's just going to repeat and repeat and repeat in that other person's life, the one who stepped away. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, this is like a pattern for behavior with this person. They sort of, they build, I see like a little bit of a happy life. Like we had that music card, that joy. And I do feel like that's how it starts out. It kind of starts out like a honeymoon feeling. But then eventually it just devolves into this same shit. And then they up and leave. They find somebody new. It starts in like this honeymoon thing. And then eventually it's a matter of time before it devolves and it goes to shit. And then they move on and find somebody new. It's like a repetition of the past. It's this person who left is like in this Nine of Swords. This is like their way of thinking. It's their cycle of thinking that they can't seem to break free of. They can't seem to find clarity or wisdom to sort of step back and look at this pattern of behavior and recognize it for what it is and just sort of like taking it to the next person. Taking it to the next person. And it just sort of, that Ten of Wands, I see like adding baggage. Like every time it adds a new level of baggage. I do feel like it makes it worse. It makes the cycle worse each and every time. So I feel like whoever steps away, it's almost like it feeds into sort of what they're thinking or their way of being in the world that sort of like validates this destruction of a relationship and then just breaking ties and moving on. Judgment. See, Judgment's like my karma card. It's like you get back what you put out into the world. This person who got left behind is trying to deal with their shadow work. In the relationship, they invested. They were true, they were honest, they were loyal. This will be rewarded in the future. It will be. This person who sort of moved on and moves in this cycle way, they're just going to keep being miserable because it's their choice, it's their behavior, it's their pattern that they're putting out into the universe. They're always going to get the same results by making those same choices. Yeah, it's like they take and they take and they take. I have this distinct impression that this person doesn't see it that way. This person almost sees it like they are the only ones giving in a relationship, which is, it's crap. It's part of their Nine of Swords. It's part of this little mind trap that they're stuck in, that they can't seem to see their way past. And I feel like this person thinks that they're giving. They think that they're giving. They think that somebody's taking. And then they sort of like lose their shit, even though they're the ones who are sort of like taking emotionally, not investing. Because we have the King of Cups here. This King of Cups is the one who left. This is the one who walked away because it shows that these two were a pair. That is past. That is not present. But this King of Cups is running this same cycle over and over again. It's like he's starting new, but he's starting fresh because I have like this kind of honeymoon vibe with this card, with this Six of Pentacles, like starting this generosity, fake generosity cycle sort of over and over again. And the Magician card says he's like starting to manifest the cycle, starting to manifest the cycle, starting to build it again. I don't feel like he's learning any kind of a lesson here. This Queen of Cups definitely stepped away from something that was destructive. Like when this came to an end, this was the most beneficial thing that could happen to her in the long run. Because this King of Cups cannot offer her what she needs in life. They just can't. That's not where they're at right now. This person actually has shadow work. I can feel it in the cards. And it's something that at this point in time, they're not willing to see or deal with. So having this person sort of removed opens space up for somebody positive to come along. We do have the Devil card sitting there. This person is a destructive force, sort of whoever's life he moves into, he sort of brings this baggage with. That devil card can also be a Capricorn. I know the king came forward in cups, which is a water sign, but I actually keep getting the word Capricorn in my mind. So I feel like this was just representative of these two were a pair, showing me that these two were a pair, and that's no longer the case. I feel like this person is most likely a Capricorn. It's like being able to walk away from this Capricorn, like I said, because this Capricorn is the hanging man. This Capricorn is the one who brings every relationship to the shit. They're the ones who drive it down every single time. They're the ones who ruin it because it's just their pattern. And I was like, it was the best thing that could possibly happen for this Queen of Cups so that she could move on. She could move forward. She could cut ties with a destructive force in her life. I see that Death card. That is transition. That is closing the door on one chapter, moving towards a new one. Seven of Swords. I'm going to pull a few more here. Cups, you know, feel like this is still sticking with her. I keep getting pulled back to that Seven of Swords, which can be lies. It can be deceit. Feel like, I don't know if the King of Cups was actually cheating and he left her for a lover. But she feels like she was lied to. She feels like she was duped. She felt like this person was not honest and upfront with her. This person is also not loyal. They're like the King of Swords in reverse. You know, they don't have trouble with telling lies. They don't have trouble with cheating or stepping out on somebody. They don't have that loyalty, that honesty, that integrity. And it is like not doing their shadow work. That Moon card is all about it. The Four of Swords, that person needs to heal. They need to figure their shit out and heal if they want to start a new cycle. You know, if they want to start a cycle of abundance and moving forward. I don't see it moving that way. I see the opportunities there, but I actually see that whoever this king is, I do feel like I said, this king is a Capricorn because I keep getting pulled back to that devil card and seeing the word Capricorn. They're actually living this cycle with that next person. So while our Queen of Cups is healing and wondering why and sort of having like those unanswered questions, that is the answer to the question. As this king just runs this game. This is where this king is at in his life path, where he's just going to live in this same cycle over and over again. So him leaving was a blessing. It opened the way for something beautiful to come into her life. And he is currently just running this game on the next person. He's currently got that sort of that honeymoon, and we're sort of building our way into the freak out. We're going to build our way into everything going to shit, into the sabotage, into the heartbreak, in which he is going to then move on to the next person and run the next game. So it's like he didn't really lose anything. It might have felt like that. It might have been extremely hurtful, but there wasn't actually a loss here. Okay, that's interesting. That's an interesting take on the cards. That's interesting. I haven't seen that before. This Nine of Cups, I actually see the words you should celebrate. Like you should celebrate having this person out of your life because they were not someone that you could build with. You know, you're someone who's solid. You're someone who's not afraid to go into hermit mode and to sort of do your introspective work. You're someone who's not afraid to have an equal give and take in a relationship and be a giving partner and have a solid foundation. This person was taking up space. They didn't belong in your life. They couldn't give you what you needed. They were only taking up space. And now that they're gone, celebrate them not being there. And to just, like I said, the cherry on top, just making it clear, they're doing it to the next person right now. That cycle is happening again right now, is what the cards are saying. So getting out was the best thing for you. I feel like learning that brings strength to someone. Recognizing, oh, that's what's going on. It's like, you know what? Okay, that's the closure I needed. That is my missing piece. I can close the door on this and I can move forward with confidence, knowing that I actually didn't lose anything, even though it felt like shit and it's something I have to heal from. I actually didn't lose out and I'm actually better off not having this person in my life. I also feel like boundaries, setting boundaries too, being more assertive in relationships too, recognizing red flags. I see the word red flags in this Knight of Wands. I feel like whatever this person did, there were little clues along the way that now you can look back and see for this Queen of Wands. And it's like, now we can recognize that in the future. So we never get as far down the road as we did with this king. And we have to sort of pull the plug on anything that looks similar to it or sort of gives us that vibe and that feeling that, okay, something's off here. Yeah, this long road of being in this Five of Cups, not having closure, having to heal, that long road is over. I do feel it's over. I do feel like this tarot read is connecting to that King's energy and sort of cementing that this is just a pattern of behavior. This is their problem. This is this King's problem. This King's got some raging dysfunction that has nothing to do with this Queen. He's going to take it from queen to queen to queen through his life. That's how he rolls. And so there's no need to internalize this. This has nothing to do with you. It's time to get passionate again about living your life and finding abundance for this Queen in her personal life. There's no need to feel conflicted anymore. I feel like now is the time to sort of let go of that. Now's the time to let go and move forward. We're going to grab a tarot token. I'm making so much noise when I do that. We're going to flip it over. Oh, we have the Devil coin. Now, that's happened a couple days in a row now where I feel like a certain card is speaking to a zodiac sign, and then I pull a token that's the exact same one. The Devil is a destructive force, a destructive, manipulative force. It can speak to a person. It can speak to emotions. It can speak to anything that's really holding you back. I feel like lack of closure from this Capricorn, from this King, was the Devil. That was the thing that was holding our beautiful Queen of Cups from truly closing the door on that chapter and moving forward and embracing her beautiful new chapter. And it's like, it's a way of thinking. Like the Fool card says, it's a perspective. Being able to shift that perspective and seeing that giving this person the boot, having this person no longer in your life is a blessing because it opens the way for more beautiful things where this person was just taking up space before. Alrighty guys, I hope that you enjoyed the read. If you did, if it resonated, please hit that like, that subscribe. It definitely helps these messages to get out there. Have a good day.